Good evening, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Just Be Real, how are you doing? You doing all right? I could actually see that. How you doing, Irma? You doing great? I'm gonna let them. Hey, K. Cole, how are you doing? Hey, Kathy, how are you? Hey, Just Be Real, give me a few minutes and let the people come in, and then I'll tell you when to start the clock, okay? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hey, Carolyn. How's everyone? Hey, Tracy, how are you doing? I'm on split screen, so I'm gonna try to get in both of the screens. How you doing, Lionel? How you doing? And just to let you guys know, oh, thank you so much. Just to let you guys know, I cracked my screen on my telephone, and so I don't know if the Facebook camera. I'm doing great. Thank you so much, God's gorgeous is DS. Hey, is it Bercia? Hey, Mimi. Hey, Victoria. But I cracked the, thank you so much. I cracked my screen. Hey, Michelle, I cracked my screen over here on Facebook camera. So I got to get me another telephone. So I don't know if it's blurry over here on Facebook. Hopefully it's pretty, it looks pretty clear on my side. Hopefully it is pretty clear to you guys. Can you guys see okay over here on Facebook? I cracked the screen, so I apologize. Hi, Aretha, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. Hey, S. Douglas, thank you so much. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. Oh, thank you, S. Douglas. I am so appreciated. I am so appreciative. Is it Keith? Hey, Keith. How are you? And Peachy Gin. Give me just a second. Hey, Marion. YouTuber. Hey there. Hey, True Tooth. And Alf M. Oh, you here to hear a powerful message? It usually comes from a powerful question. Usually on my lives, I kind of give you guys, it's 41 degrees. Oh, wow. Hey, Fire Toes, usually on the live, I usually let you guys ask the questions and then I answer the questions. Let's see. Let me sure I didn't miss anything here. Oh, Victoria, it's your first time. Hey, first timer. Welcome. Hey, Fiona. Hey, Mimi and Martha. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That was so sweet. Hey, Sheila. North Carolina. Hey there, newbie. Hey, it's clear? Okay. Hey, Miss Sheila, I'm headed that way for a speaking engagement probably around March. I'm waiting. Hey, Miss Cassandra, I'm waiting for the word from Miss Tiara Carpenter. So she's locking in a time, and I will be in North Carolina probably in March time frame. You're going? So you guys make sure you talk to her and find out about the dinner, because I will be joining you guys for dinner that evening so we can all sit down and talk. From Vegas, okay. You know what, Miss Yolanda, I thought about one of the ladies here told me that she went to Vegas to the, I'm trying to think, the hotel she went to. I'm not a gambler. She's not a gambler. And she went to one, I think the Venetian. She went to the Venetian just to go to the spa and stuff like that. So when I used to travel, I used to work for the Marine Corps Psychological Health Outreach Program. And I used to travel to Vegas to the Marine base over there. And so I rode through there one time because I usually didn't have time to sightsee, but I rode through there one time and took some pictures. But I was thinking about coming just on vacation and just maybe take a day or two just to stay at one of the hotels. It's the Venetian I wanted to stay at, and I wanted to get the massage and look at the water. So if I go, I will let you know when I'm there. To Miss Kathy, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Oh, wow. It sounds German, too. I want to get with you to bring you to Memphis. Oh, thank you, Tyronda. I appreciate you. That's where my mentor is from, Memphis. Send me an email. It is Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBryant, and I will give you my. Why are you sneaking by? You know they can't see you on camera.
Well, we can hear my bones popping.
They can hear you, but they can't see you. But yeah, just email me and let me know what your event is. Oh, thank you, Miss Sheila. I'm glad. Keeps you guys going. Dallas, Texas. I should be in Dallas in April, I think. Hi, Miss Colleen. Miss Colleen, where are you from? That name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if you're the person I think you are. Yeah, send me an email, Miss Tyronda, and tell me what your event is. New York City, you guys have to set up an event, and you got to send for me. Hi, Canada. You got to send for you. Who's this? Risa? Said unless I'm coming on vacation. Thank you, Jill. New Orleans. You know what? I used to go to New Orleans when I lived in Gulfport, Mississippi, and I used to hang out on Bourbon Street just to walk up and down the street. It was just kind of cool. Maine. Oh, that's beautiful. Maine. You guys got to set up your events. Then you got to inbox me. Atlanta. My son and my grandchildren are in Atlanta. Hey, Nat Kelly, how are you? Hey, Macy. And okay, well, you don't need to. You say you fled from there, so watch out for him. Girl, you don't have to worry about me running into none of your narcs. If I do, don't worry. I'll let you guys know. Of course, obviously, they're not going to let me know that they're narcs either. Oh, go ahead, Paulette. Jan Cushing, love you back. There's Wendy Mintz. Oh, you caught me live? You were listening to me for 5 hours? Oh, driving through California? Oh, cool. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. As long as you weren't watching me on the camera while you were driving. Why are you walking by the camera flexing? They can't see you. They cannot see you walk by the camera. My daughter is walking by the camera flexing. I'm not flexing. Let's see. Grandkids. I look so youthful. I like you already. I like you. I got 2 and 1 on the way. I got a grandson. I got 2 granddaughters. And I got a grandson on the way. Kay said, hey, Dr. Brian, I want you to know my daughter was born. I'm still narc-free, no contact, longest 10 months of my life. Oh, congratulations. 1 year, no contact? Okay, hold on. Be cool. Ex-military too? Okay. Who's that, True Two? Don't be trying to rush me. I'll purposely ignore you. Don't rush me. I got you. I got you. I got you. Hey, Blue ASMR eating. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody over here. Help the people here learn about narcissists. So many are lost and blame ourselves for things that may or may not be narcissist. True? Are you doing a seminar? Oh, that's cool. Well, inbox me. Let me know about it. All right. Just be real. Give me 45 minutes. Okay. Now you guys ask questions. Ask me questions. So China Doll said, why am I feeling like I wasn't good enough for him? That's a classic sign of a narcissist. Nobody's good enough for them. So you won't be the only one. No one is good enough for a narcissist. No matter what you do. Hey, Ernestine, no matter what you do, no one is ever good enough for the narcissist. So you'll always feel like you're not. That's what keeps you in that loop with them, because you're always trying to find out, what can I do to make you happy with me? No one satisfies a narcissist. Narcissists are like empty pits. No matter how much you put in there, it's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an empty pit. You keep throwing stuff in there and it just keeps falling through. It's never full. A narcissist will never be content with anybody. By the time they've been with you, they grow bored very quickly, number 1. And number 2, I don't know, Bebop, are you trying to be funny? What is Bush? You talking about my hair? Are you trying to be funny? Because I got my block fingers up. So my block knuckles up. So talk to me. I'm going to give you a chance now. But no one is ever good enough for a, just be real, watch Bebop, Bebop, because I'm not sure if they're being disrespectful. But no one is ever good enough for a narcissist. So it doesn't matter who you are. You will always feel like, yep, you're being funny. Got you. No problem. Got you. I got him. But anyway, like I was saying, no one is ever good enough. No one is ever good enough for a narcissist. 8 years, 2 kids later, how do I get out? You have to make up your mind how you want to get out. Number one, are you married to the narcissist, Chan? If you're married to the narcissist, then you have to find out what the laws in your state are in reference to, because remember, mother and father have rights when it comes to the children. So if you get up and leave, you have to be careful, because a narcissist can say that you abandoned them or that you kidnapped the children. And so your best bet is to make sure you get some legal advice, or you talk to a domestic violence advocate or domestic violence program, if you need help getting away or getting a no contact order, and if you need shelter. And so, but you have to make up your mind whether, enough is enough. And when enough is enough, you have to make that decision to leave. You're not married? Okay. Do you guys have a parenting plan in place? Do you have a parenting plan in place? Is there visitation rights or anything like that? Or can you just get up and go? Kathy said divorce, and every time he leaves his supply, he comes running back to me. Why? Because you keep letting him come back to you. That's why he keeps coming back. He's dead now from alcohol, and the world is better that he's dead. Now you have to learn how to live your life narc free, and try not to get into another narcissistic relationship. You have to make sure you don't get into another narcissistic relationship. Let's go ahead and hook this guy up. Well, they're coming out. They're coming out. There you go. Is it normal to feel that it's me? That's the narcissist. Of course. Most of you guys assume that you're the narcissist because of the fact that a lot of your behaviors probably mimic the narcissist. What did you do when you were fighting back? You were probably copying them. You need to back up. Don't worry, I'm getting them too. But of course, when you come out of a relationship, especially if they've been listening, think about it for a minute. A narcissist will tell you how their behavior is, and all their behaviors fit the category of the narcissist. The moment that you say, hey, uniquely made but as soon as you put a title on the symptom, it's like giving you the symptoms and saying, oh, that's depression, or giving them the symptoms, say, oh, this is what that is. As soon as you tell them, oh, it's narcissism, because of all the negative not negative information, but all the information and how cruel these people can be, as soon as you put that title on them, that they identify their behaviors, but as soon as you let them know that they are a narcissist, they'll argue with you, but they'll take everything. Hey, Tim, and hey, Shelly, but they will turn everything back around on you and make you feel like, because of course, most people have narcissistic traits. And if you've been with one long enough, what ends up happening is you probably start acting like them too, because you start fighting them the same way they were fighting you. That's right. They mirror you. Absolutely. Almost 2 months since he discarded me for standing up for myself, and I'm still hurting. Why does it take so long to get over? It's getting easier, but I have my moments, because it was a domestic violence, and the relationship with a narcissist is not a normal relationship. It's the most abnormal relationship that you will ever be in. And on top of that, you were trauma bonded. So if you were trauma bonded, you are basically addicted to a person. You're addicted to a narcissist, and everything about that narcissist is an illusion. There's nothing about, they don't have the capacity to feel emotional empathy for you. They don't have the capacity to connect to you like most people do. When you build rapport with people and get to know people, that's not what they're doing with you. What they're doing is listening to you, and they're trying to find out what your weaknesses are so they can use your weaknesses. And they're very dysfunctional, right? But they're trying to find out what your weaknesses are so they can throw it back up in your face later on. But the trauma bonding part, that is the most painful part, because in between that trauma bonding, they're gaslighting, they're ghosting, they're word salad, and they're doing everything to traumatically bond you to them. So same way those chemicals work when you are being addicted to drugs and alcohol is the same way that the chemicals that are working to be addicted to a person. And so 9 times out of 10, when you come out of a relationship, just imagine coming out of a relationship where you broke up with someone and it hurts really bad, versus coming out of a relationship with a narcissist. You're going through withdrawal symptoms, and your whole body begins to have withdrawal withdrawals from this individuals. Those chemicals are now imbalanced in your system because they've taken you to heights and take the love bombing is what opens up all those emotions. When they love bomb you, they love bomb you so good you've never felt this way before. I mean, all your emotions are open, everything is wide open, and they get in and they clamp into your soul, but they have never connected with you. So the only reason why they will cry is if you discard them because they didn't have another supply. So you assume that they're crying because of the fact that they care about you, but they really don't. They're crying over the fact that they have a narc injury and that they couldn't find another supply quick enough to cover them. Because remember, the somatic narcissist is usually one that's into pride and appearance in front of people. So you cannot, just cause a narc injury like that and make them look bad in front of other people from this image that they have created. Most people don't even know, fake tears, crocodile tears too. But most people don't even know that you're dealing with a narcissist, and especially if they have flying monkeys and people that are supportive of them, whether it's family, whether it's close friends, because they got something out of them. And see, some narcissists will use their money to make sure that they, throw people, people that sometimes when people are not used to having anything and a narcissist pretends to have a whole bunch of stuff, they'll do little things like taking you to dinner, or taking their friends to dinner, taking them, and I've witnessed this a lot of times. You may have a narcissist that has an average job, and they find people that are impoverished to be their little posse, to be their little flying monkeys. And what they'll do is they'll let them drive their expensive cars. They may take them out to dinner. They may feed them. They may pay a bill or two to get them to buy and pay for their loyalty. So when they pay and buy and pay, but that, when they pay for their loyalty and then you're trying to get out and you say something negative and you start telling people about what you've been through, they'll attack you too. So the narcissist doesn't have to do very much. Well, if they're doing this to flying monkeys and people like that, imagine what they did to you when they were love bombing you. Did they make sense, or did I say too much? You want to leave? I need to get out. Just don't know what to do and afraid to failure of my own. Can't be afraid to fail. That's what they're dependent on, that you're afraid to leave and that you're afraid to fail. But you'll never know whether you'll make it or not if you don't get out and leave. Contact your local, you can get online, or contact your domestic violence programs in your area, or call the national hotline for domestic violence. Let them know your situation. Let them know, that you're trying to get out and that you need help getting out. And sometimes they have programs where they would get you out and relocate you as well. I'm ready. So Miss Coco Bowden said, I'm ready to date after being 10 years single, but I don't want to date because I don't want to go through any more traumatic experiences. How do I get over my dating phobia? Well, hold on. Sorry, I was looking for trolls. But, Coco, you now have a whole bunch of information. You have now been loaded. Watch the videos. You've been loaded with a lot of information. Unfortunately, I'm not walking beside you guys every day in your life to point out stuff, and of course, who want to be a friend to a person that's only going to use them for information? Think about it for a minute. And so, the thing about it is, you walk through life, you've got some information, and now you have to make some wise decisions. You can't depend on your emotions. You have to use logic. You have to use your educated mind, your logic mind. Put your emotion to the side. People just don't, you don't jump in a relationship. People don't deserve all your emotions, and they definitely don't deserve your sex. Emotions and sex should be the very last thing you give to somebody. You have to check them out, and you have to use wisdom. You have to be able to pick out red flags and not brush them to the side. Some people have this habit of brushing, things to the side, and I'll just use some humor for a minute. He's buck tooth or she's buck teeth, and he or she sucks their teeth when they're eating, and you think about it, make you cringe a little bit, but you're like, I can work with that. Okay, but that's a red flag for you, because later on in the relationship, you're gonna be ready to hit them in the face with a plate every time you hear them sucking on the big rabbit teeth, right? And so you can't just, when you get into a relationship, don't just be desperate to be in a relationship. If you're desperate to be in a relationship, you'll accept anything. Okay, you'll accept anything. Don't ever settle for anything. If you don't like it, move on. If you don't like it, move on. And don't give up your body. Don't give up your emotions to an individual that doesn't deserve it, right? If you can't find a reason to live, then I think you need to get into counseling. That's what you need to do. Yeah, you need to get into counseling. If you can't find a reason to live, you got to get into counseling. How can you talk to your family about this and they understand what you are going through? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't. Yeah, sometimes you cannot. You have to make a determination whether it's worth your time to even talk to your family about it. Introduce them to the videos. If not, then that's your truth. You get with people that do understand it. Why can't people accept personality differences? So why can't people accept personality differences? What is the question that you're trying to ask? What's the underlying question that you're trying to ask, advocate for free speech? You're asking a question, but there's an underlying motive for your question. So tell me what your underlying motive is for that question. Can you describe how? No, child, I cannot, because that takes me to have to go look on the computer and do some research to answer that question. I can't answer that question for you. I got to go research that. Dr. Carmen, Associate Direct, spoke on booby traps. He did? I'm going to have to go check it out. Booby traps is just another way of luring you in, that's all. I mean, it's a game of chess for them. You have to find value in yourself. Yup. Is that being a narcissist if you withhold sex? No, that's not being a narcissist. You just withholding sex if that's a punishment. I mean, people that are not narcissists will withhold sex for power and control. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're a narcissist. It just means they're using that for power and control, probably to punish you. You said, I'm asking for a divorce, but he's beating around the bush to do so. But he's comfortable in still in a relationship outside of our marriage, but playing her and telling me different to keep me. Why? You're asking for? Okay, you ain't got to ask for a divorce. You go file for a divorce, because obviously you are not in a relationship. You are in a situationship. If a person is already with someone else, what value do they have in you? So if they're already with somebody else, you already know their true character and their true nature. And so what you need to do is you need to go and you need to file a divorce. You have to do what you have to do. But they're already in another relationship. So what value do you have? They're telling you how they feel about you. I have to go look that up, predator free. Why do they set you up to see NS booby trap? Yeah, I got to speak English to me on here. Some of the acronyms are little abbreviations I don't understand. You got to spell it out. What if it's because hold on. What if it's become of you? Is it because of how you were treated? I don't understand the question, Mary. You got to ask the question again. What happens if you leave a narcissist and then go no contact, and then months later they block you on all avenues out of nowhere? Is that punishment for leaving them? They know that you're watching, and they know that if they block you, you're going to keep on looking. You're going to keep on looking. They're just playing a game with you. It's all about a game. That's all they're doing. They're playing a game with you. That's all they do. Why do I still hurt deeply over him? It's been 10 years. I mean, why? He was awful to me. You haven't let go yet. Just a few minutes ago, I was just talking about the narcissist, the trauma bonding, and the addiction. And so if you have not sometimes people just don't want to let go. And if you don't let go, you're going to keep hurting. But you need to get into counseling. But some people just have not let go. You still turn it over in your mind over and over again. You have to make up your mind to let it go. And when you let it go, there is no closure that you're going to get from them. You have to find your own closure. You have to find your own closure. You're welcome, Chan. Hey, Stevie Bananas. Now that I know what a narcissist is, it's like I can see the evil in people now at work, my family members, friends. It's so draining seeing this every day, shake my head. But you know what, though? You also have to be careful. Yes, you can see narcissistic traits in a lot of people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are narcissists. When you first come out, it's like you're exposed, like your nerves are exposed, like you have x-ray vision, and you can, someone burps and all of a sudden you point your finger like, I know you're disrespectful. You got to be careful because you're really heightened. So you're really, really trying to protect yourself. You know what I mean? And so trying to protect yourself, you'll see the bad in everybody. And sometimes that may just be narcissistic traits, and they have not learned. Sometimes young men, young women, sometimes they just haven't learned. You know what I mean? And so they haven't learned. And so, when you've been hurt like that, you become very, very, very defensive. So everybody's a narcissist. So be careful, because everybody's really not a narcissist. Sometimes as you're still reacting, you're still triggered. And certain things that people do will trigger you. Miss A said, Dr. Carmen, do you think it's necessary to get counseling first before leaving the narcissistic animal? No, I didn't get counseling. I left and got counseling later. 30 minutes? Okay. No, I mean, it's not necessary, but it really is dependent on you. It's dependent on you. I didn't react to his blocking. I never emailed or anything. Stop monitoring his pages, because he knows that you're watching. And he knows that if he blocks you, he's waiting for you to react. And once you react, it's just a confirmation that you were watching all along. You see what I mean? It's a game. They play a game. Good morning, Wild Salad. How are you? Dr. Carmen, hey, Nashia. Dr. Carmen, I am married to my narc husband for 18 years. Does it mean that I have PTSD? I don't know what your symptoms are. I don't know what your symptoms are. It's not easy to diagnose somebody with post-traumatic stress unless you're actually monitoring what symptoms they have. Yeah, they know that you're addicted, Tracy. Yep. It gives them fuel. Absolutely, Riri. It gives them fuel. Yep. Shelly, go ahead and ask a question. Narcissists are serious emotional predators who are still in their emotional terrible twos. Yes. Big children having temper tantrums. So emotionally, and sometimes even mentally, they are at the age of childhood. They're like kids. If you watch them, if you really step back for a minute and look at them and then ask yourself, how old do they act when they get mad? How old, when things don't work out for them, how old do they act? And then you can determine how old they really are. Some of them are within the age of 14, 15, some of them 12, 7, some of them, so sometimes you can also determine that is around the time that they have been traumatized. Now, not all narcissists have been sexually or physically traumatized. Some of them were over-parented, or some of them were raised by narcissistic parents and taught to be that way. And some of them were some of them were these kids that were lifted up on these pedestal, and no one is better than you, and it turned off their emotions. Or if they were never taught empathy, they don't have empathy or anything. And so gradually that personality started developing. But you can kind of tell if you've been with the narcissist that you were with long enough, whenever you can tell around the age that they are. And some of them have been through traumatic events. So normally if I watch to see how they act when they 55 and act 12, he's probably traumatized at the age of 12. Like I said, not all of them have been sexually or physically abused. All of them have been emotionally abused. And a lot of them were, not a lot of them, but some of them were, thank you so much, Predator Free. But a lot of them were groomed to be narcissists. Look at some of the stars you see in Hollywood that raise their children, make them feel like they are better than anybody else. You have all the money, you have this, and listen to how the kids talk. The kids turn into teenagers, and then all of a sudden, the way that they talk and the way that they act toward people is like disrespectful. And I mean, they weren't taught, just horrible. They were groomed into being narcissists. But normally, if you can pick out an age range that they were at, if they've been abused when they were younger, that's probably the time of whatever traumatic event happened. 12, 10, 7. Some of you guys say 2. Watch how they act when they get a narc injury, or when they get angry, or they have a temper tantrum, they can't have the way, or you discard them. The way that they act and the way that they talk, you'll find out 25 minutes. Okay, you'll find out the age, emotional and psychological age that they are. Just because they're chronologically a certain age, and some of them are businessmen and women, some of them are, the elite, but you can always trace back to the age emotionally that they are, and they're vindictive. Go ahead, ask the question. Jamali, I'm Jewish, and for me to get divorced in our religion is that he has to sign a divorce document, which has to come from him, and nobody could force him to give it. This can drag out for years. See? And so you have culture, you have religious rules, the one thing that I can say, is it Jamali? Jamali, hopefully I pronounced that right. I am not a lawyer. I am not Jewish. So I know within your religion, there are strict rules that you guys follow. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say that even if he may not grant you a divorce, if you are threatened, one thing that I would say as a professional, as a licensed mental health counselor, as a professional, the one thing that I do say is that if you are in fear, if you are being abused, if you are being threatened, if your children are being violated or it's abusive at home, whether your religion says a divorce or not, I would still find safety. If the religion says that you can't divorce, and of course, a narcissist will use that against you, and they will use religion against you, then you need to find shelter. You need a place, and they do have, like here in the state of Washington, they do have Jewish communities. They have Jewish services for the Jewish community, and they assist them when they are trying to leave domestic violence or violent relationships. And so is it Jamali? Hopefully, look and see online if you can find a Jewish community support, domestic violence support for the Jewish community, and seek guidance from the elders to get safety for you, or if you have children, for yourself. Because nobody, I don't care what religion you are, nobody should have to be at home and be abused, misused, your children sexually violated, abused, or not sexually, or you being abused, and sit there and have to take it. Nobody should have to sit and take abuse. That is illegal. That is illegal. The comments are scrolling really fast. Veronica said, how can I co-parent with my ex-narc? It has been 6 months narc-free, and I have kept it strictly about our boys, but I catch him trying to always go off subject. I can't stand this now that I know who he is. You know what? But that's how they're always going to be. They'll use your children. So keep doing what you're doing. Who was I talking to? Veronica, keep doing what you're doing. Don't change what you're doing. Don't you stand your ground. Keep it strictly about the kids, and that's it. Because you'll always find that they'll try to open the conversation and pull you in. Sometimes you get pulled in by accident, don't realize, like, how did I just get into a conversation with them? You keep doing what you're doing, because they're going to keep doing what they're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. And don't you change what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Don't change. Because they counter-parent. They don't co-parent. Pamela said, I work for a CPS agency with abused, neglected, and dependent children of narcissists, and basically all cluster B diagnoses. I know you know what you're talking about. You would think, huh? Thank you, Miss Pamela. I appreciate you. Yes, we will overcome this. Absolutely. And some of you we have overcome it. HMD said, advice for when the narcissist knows you know and has backed off when he's giving you your space. He's recalculating. He's trying to recalculate his strategy. So when they back off and you figured it out, they're trying to recalculate their strategy. So you have to calculate, and you have to outthink them. You outthink them at what you're going to do. Are you going to leave, or are you going to stay? Because if you're going to stay, I mean, it's really pointless watching all the videos, because there's nothing that I can teach you on how to make it work with a narcissist. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Hey, Sinclair. They're crazy. 20 minutes? Okay. 12 years in and we remarried. What in the world? Oh my gosh, my narc just told my 12-year-old he's sad, and my son said, please back off and not ask for money. But they do things like that. They put their children in an adult position, and they play with the kids' emotions to get at you. It's like they have no boundary. They have no boundaries. They put your children in situations to irritate you because they have no boundaries. They don't care. They have adult conversations with your children. They pull your children into adult conversations, and you say something to them, and then they dismiss it, or they try to justify what they're doing, but they do it all the time. They have they pull your children into adult conversations that have nothing to do with the children. They do it all the time. You say he's asking $100,000 for a divorce. Is that extortion? Sounds like it. $100,000? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's trying to buy you out. Girl, go find a good Jewish lawyer. Go find a good Jewish support system. I don't know what state you're in. Go look online for the Jewish community support system for women of domestic violence. They have them out there. They have them here in the state of Washington. I know that. But go find good Jewish lawyers, good Jewish support system, and get legal advice. I know that you are in the Jewish community, but find the Jewish lawyers, Jewish support system, Jewish domestic violence. They do have them out there. Is it Jimali? They do have it out there. They do have them out there. Don't think they don't. Don't just settle for the first thing that you hear. Go and get some legal advice and talk to a support system, a domestic violence support program, especially those that are catered toward the Jewish community, and go find that. Miss A said, not all understand narcissistic abuse. I was told wrongfully to seek counseling before leaving the relationship. If you know what you're dealing with, you know what? How is it? See, a lot of times people advise people to get counseling before leaving a relationship to make sure that's what you want, to make sure that there is no reconciliation or rectification. Hopefully that was the right word. But just like I tell people, you already know. You know better than the therapist knows. And when you know, you go. And you get counseling afterward because, you know, there's some backlash with that. I will be leaving. Unfortunately, my job is connected to him, so I saved up funds and a place to go. Good. Because of their need for multiple supply. Okay, I missed that whole conversation. I'm sorry. I try to ignore threats because usually they're empty threats. Chevis. Hopefully I said that right. Be careful, though, because they may be empty threats now, but you got to be careful because they'll switch up on you. Victoria said, how do you begin to start over after losing everything? Got to go watch my videos. I talk about it on my videos, you know. I talk about it on my videos. Tanya said, yes, they do. My husband cursed me out in the presence of our son, and he talked out about me to him. You see what I mean? They have no sense. They are dysfunctional individuals. They are dysfunctional beings. The personality disorder makes it abnormal. They do things that is not normal. You see what I mean? They do things that is abnormal. They, you know, does anybody know anyone that has a family member that's a schizophrenic? Put a little hand up there if you know someone that has a or even if it's you that has a family member that has schizophrenia. Yeah, that's right, Tanya. When you know, you go. I think Mr. H.G. Tudor said the same thing. When you know, you go. 10 years, then engaged to another woman in a year. Is that narcissistic supernova? Narcissistic supernova. Those two don't go together. A super empath will go supernova, but supernova doesn't go with a narcissist. Those two terms don't go together. So you guys know someone that has a family member that has schizophrenia, right? Yes, my older sister has schizophrenia. Okay, Miss A. So check this out. For all of you guys that have family or know people that have schizophrenia, imagine what it's like having to work with an individual that oftentimes you don't know if they are in their right mind or not. You don't know whether they're in their world, you know, and sometimes they have a break in reality and sometimes they're in reality and it goes back and forth. And it's sad because, you know, 1 minute, thank you, 15 minutes. 1 minute you may have a conversation with them. Then the next time you talk to them, they don't even know who you are. You know, it's really sad, right? So, and you guys understand that you're dealing with a person that has a mental health disorder, right? Voice changes. Okay. So you guys know, and then a lot of times you hear them talking about radio frequencies. You hear them talking. So they have, you know, one thing that I have not yet disconnected. You know, one thing that I realize when you're dealing with people that have schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and those that are in psychosis, they all have some similar, what's the word I'm looking for? Some similar themes. A lot of them talk about the radio frequency and the thought insertions. They talk about, you know, numbers. They talk about, you know, so a lot of them have similar conversations, right? But can you be angry at them? because of the fact that they have schizophrenia. Can you look at them and say, you need to, I don't understand you. Why won't you just shake out of it? You know, they get medication, and that medication suppresses the voices, but they're never normal, right? They're never really normal. They take the medication, they're as normal as they're going to get for, you know, whether on the severe end of schizophrenia or if they're on the lower end of schizophrenia. So think about that for just a minute. If that's the case, when you look at, you know, a narcissist, they look very normal to people. They look like they do normal things. They have normal jobs. They have people that they hang around. But on the inside, behind closed doors, you guys see the other part that other people don't see. You know, you see that part that other people don't see. And you see the abnormality of that disorder. For, yeah, you recognize there's something wrong and adjust your thinking. There you go. So a lot of times you will, just like she said, you will adjust the way that you're thinking, and your brain is trying to normalize it. Your mind tries to normalize it, so you dismiss and normalize. And yet the problem is that there's something wrong with them. Is there volume over here on Facebook? Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, these individuals are tormented in their minds. They live in constant torment. Absolutely. How can a person that is at peace on the inside, you know, well, hold on. The question is, if a person is at peace on the inside, they're able to talk to you and provide you with peace, right? They're able to come and talk to you. You know, when you guys come to these, to my YouTube channel, I can just speak about mine. You come to my YouTube channel. Do you feel empowered after you get off the channel? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you realize that you're not crazy? Do you feel like I said something that helped you for the day? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel pretty good when you get off, you know, after we get on and we laugh and joke and I say whatever I say? Do you guys feel pretty good when you get off? Yes. Okay. So yes, is that true? So when you guys get on, you know, I work pretty hard but think about this for a minute. If I was tormented on the inside and I struggle on the inside, do you think that I would be able to give you peace? Well, I can't really give you peace, but do you think that I could come on camera to talk to you guys and give you some hope, to give you encouragement, to make you laugh? You know, after a while, you begin to look like, is something wrong with her? Am I right? Okay, so if a person has peace on the inside, they should be able to talk to you and bring you peace, bring you encouragement, bring you some comfort, make you, the young lady said that she was driving through California and listening to me for 5 hours. If I was a tormented soul and I'm saying things that just tear you up, I'm quite sure you're not going to listen to me for 5 hours. So think about it for just a minute. A narcissist, if you look at the narcissist that you have been in a relationship with, when they talk to you and when they have talked to you and the things they have said, they'll give you some comfort and whatever, but then they'll take it right back away. It's like saying, sorry, no, I'm not. Sorry, no, I'm not. You know, and they don't have to say it verbally. It's like, I'm sorry, but then they do something else. And then you say, but didn't you just apologize? You know, I'm sorry. Then they do it again. Okay, but you're with this person, you're tormented with this person, you're unhappy with this person, you know, you're with this person because you are addicted to the person, but you're truly not happy with this person. There's nothing that they do or say that makes you happy. What you're doing is you're addicted to an individual. You may like the sex may be good, but if you take the sex away, if you really think about it when you left, are you really happy with the narcissist? Do they truly make you happy? And some of you guys like, yes, they do. No, they don't. That is when they're love bombing you. But when they're not love bombing you and everything, you know, do they truly make you happy? And so a lot of times what people say, and then it's true, you know, I'm struggling because I know I don't need, that's that cognitive dissonance. You're truly not happy with that individual. How can a person love you and make you feel like garbage? How can a person love you and make you feel good about yourself? Whether you're big, whether you're skinny, whether you're educated, whether you're not educated, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, you know, if a person truly loves you, it's not just the aesthetics that they love. It's not just the outside and what they see. Ooh, you're so smart. Ooh, you're so pretty. Ooh, you have a nice car. It's your soul that they like. They like everything about you. They like your character. They like your conversation. Sometimes, you know, a person that really loves you even loves just being around you. It's just like they like you. And most of you have never had an experience with someone that just really likes you. Have you ever been around a person that just really likes you and they just want to be around you, but you're the one that sabotages it, and you're like, why do you keep sitting next to me? Why do you always want to talk to me? Why do you follow me around? What is it about me that you like? And they're looking like, I just like you. You're just cool. And you're like, oh, you get on my nerves because you don't like you. You don't like you. And a narcissist don't even like themselves. How are they going to like you? How are they going to say anything to you to make you feel good about yourself? And so you have to keep in mind, why did you leave in the first place? Even though you struggle with that cognitive dissonance, and even though you struggle, why does it hurt so bad? Always put the facts back in front. Put the emotions to the side, put the facts back up front. 9 minutes, okay. Put the facts back up in front and say, what did this person do to make me feel? I'm not saying that another person is responsible for how you feel, because you're responsible for how you feel. But are you adding to it? Are you an asset, or are you a liability? Are you adding to my drama? Because if you're not a solution, then you are the problem, or a part of the problem, right? And you guys have entirely too much value. I know you guys are thinking like, I just don't feel worthy, and I don't feel. Okay, get out your feelings. You have worth. You do have worth. The narcissist got you in your feeling, because you are looking at yourself, and you're basing your opinion about yourself by the words that came out of a dysfunctional person that don't even like themselves. They don't like themselves. They're miserable. They're agitated. They're tormented. Everywhere they go, they torment people. How can that be a good person? How can that really be a good person? And then for people to say, you need to stop bashing people with mental health issues. I'm not bashing nobody with a mental health issue. What I'm doing is supporting the victims and the survivors. That's what I'm doing. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum that helps the survivors, and I'm on the spectrum that helps those that are still victims and trying to get out. So if you've never been in a relationship with a narcissist, or you're on here listening and you make a comment, go ahead and excuse yourself off of here, because before I get to you, probably everybody else will get to you too. But if you've never been a victim or a survivor of narcissist abuse, shut your mouth. Don't say anything. Just leave off of the channel and go find another channel that supports the narcissist. And then our little crew right here, we're going to keep on supporting each other. You're so welcome. Did I say all that? Like I was going to start fighting, huh? I feel like I'm playing double dutch in here. Can't get in. Okay, go ahead, post the question again. I'm gonna watch for your name. I'm so daggone correct. Got your mail? Got your email? Okay. Hey, Monica, how are you? You said, to begin my healing, recovery, and healing, my ex-narc constantly, relentlessly accused me of infidelity, of doing things I couldn't even conceive of doing, because he was doing it or she was doing it. I'm sorry, I don't know whether you're male or female. I'm sorry, because they were doing it. They constantly, consistently talk about. There are some that tell people how you always talk about them. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was looking at my cat. I'm sorry, y'all, But if they're constantly accusing you of something, always accusing you, is because of the fact that they're doing it. Yeah, sometimes that narcissist will not leave you alone. It's like this little gnat, and some of them are even more sadistic, cruel, malignant, not just because they have, antisocial personality disorder, because narcissists are just malignant, period. You have helped me a lot in closing my relationship with the narcissist personality disorder ex-husband. Thank you. You're welcome, Sam. Do you still have slots open? Yes, ma'am. Email me. I do, for those of you for the holidays, because I know some of you are struggling. 5 minutes? Okay. Some of you guys are struggling through the holidays. And so what I have done, I'm giving discounted rates for those that want 45 minutes or an hour session with me via FaceTime, so we get to talk to each other on FaceTime. Those, I still have a few slots left. They're going pretty quick, so thank you guys so much for your support. Email me at Dr. Carmen Bryant. Hey, just for real, can you put my email up there? And someone over here on Facebook, can you put my email? Is drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. And I am giving discounted rates for those of you that need some support throughout the Christmas and not Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's. I have some slots available that I've set aside for some of you guys who are inquiring and wanting to talk to me to help you through the holidays. And I'm giving a discounted rate. So that the slots are going pretty quick. So I appreciate you guys, but email me at that. Thank you so much. Somebody over here on Facebook, put my email up. It's drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. Email me if you would like a slot, and I will send you a link, and we will set up a date during the holidays. And I'm gonna check in with you, and we will talk. Okay? It was all wrong. Let me go back and look. Was it all wrong? DR. Yeah, you. I'm not camming. It's DR. It's DRCARMENBRYANT. It's Dr. DR Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. Mary, you can't, hey, you guys, you just can't ask to just chit chat with me. I am a paid provider. If you talk to me, you're paying for my time. So for you guys that are inboxing me and say, hey, can you talk to me real quick? I'm not being rude. I'm a paid provider. This is a for-profit, organization. I got bills to pay, honey. Come on, let's keep it real. I got bills to pay. I got an overhead. I got an office, and I got to pay for my, I'm a single parent. I'm a single parent, you guys, and I'm just like I'm teaching you guys to make it happen. This is not all my business. Coaching is not all my business. I actually have clientele. And so for me to take out of my day to contact people just to chit chat with you, you're taking away from my clientele. And so my clientele comes first. So those of you that are sending me messages, hey, can I chat with you really quick? Send me an email, Keiko. But yeah, I can't just chit chat with you guys because I'm come on, let's keep it real. I'm losing money when I do that because I have clientele that comes into my office. And so when I set this time aside, that is your time. If you want to talk to me, if you want a consultation, then, please, pay for my services. You pay to have a conversation with me. You know what I mean? When I was a pro tattoo, I charge $120 an hour. So Stevie, when people say, hey, can you just color in this right here for quick? Can you color this in real quick for me? Did you say, sure, why not? Just out of the day, you just say, sure, why not? No, you guys, come on now. What is my other channel? My YouTube channel is Dr. Carmen Bryant at Dr. Carmen Bryant Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. See, $100. See what I mean? It's like, on my Facebook, it is, do I counsel in California only? No, I counsel in Washington State. So those of you that want counseling, then you have to be in the state of Washington to be able to come to my office for counseling. I do not do counseling over state lines. I do coaching over state lines. But when you talk to me, if I realize that it's counseling that you need, then I usually will cut it off and let you know that you need to go to counseling, and I can't provide that counseling over state lines. My Facebook page is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. I usually go live on that one, and then I have one that's my book Facebook page, which is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. My other channel, that is the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I used to have great memory. The last 2 months, my daughter think I don't listen to, but what she's saying anymore, and others saying things that she said to me I don't recall. I did one on brain damage. Dr. How's my new fur baby? Let me see if she'll bring it. Did you see Shelly? No, I didn't see. Let me look. Hey, Rahel. Where am I located? I'm in Washington State. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Shelly, I do not see your question. I do not. Nope. Oh, there you go. Do narcissists use for money and say if you give them a certain amount of money, we can work on our relationship, and you give him the money and he still dump you? Shelly, think about the question that you just asked me. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but I want you to use your own. Hey, Ricky Lynn Canales. Shelly, I want you to look back at your question, and I want you to think for a moment what you just asked me. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just going to make you think for yourself. And I want you to look at your question and I want you to ask me, does that sound normal to you? I mean, ask yourself, does that sound normal to you? Does that sound like a normal conversation or a normal relationship type of stuff? And I know a lot pimping you. There you go. So think about that for just a minute. I want you to go back and look at your question, and I want you to ask yourself, because sometimes when you ask me a question, and I'm not being funny nor am I being rude, but sometimes when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, your mind is so jacked up that a simple question sounds stupid. And I want you to be able to start using your mind, because he'll mess your mind up. When I say mess your mind up, he'll mess your thought process up to a point where you'll look at things that are right as wrong and wrong that is right. And I want you to be able to use your brain power and the ability to think for yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, does that sound right to you? Because I know when I read it, that didn't even sound right. That didn't sound right. Now, someone is playing with money and they're using and abusing you and they're manipulating you. That's not right, Shelly. I think that's who I was talking to. That's not right, Shelly. So I want you to go back and look at your own question. I want you to think about what you just asked me. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound like a person that's respectful? Does that sound like a person that cares about you? Absolutely not. So just think about the question you asked. Victoria said, do you have referrals on counseling that deal with narcissists? You can go, I have, so there's a sponsored link. At this particular time, I am not accepting clients through, right now, I'm not accepting clients through BetterHelp.com, but I recommend it. If you go to BetterHelp.com /, BetterHelp.com / Dr. Carmen, and you use that code, you will get a 10% discount. And if you have financial difficulties, they do have they have grants that can assist you. All you have to do is look on BetterHelp.com / Dr. Carmen, and you can vet a counselor. You can look for those that specialize in trauma, domestic violence, post-traumatic stress disorder. Can they type that? I'm about to call you, what was I getting ready to call you? Hey, Telsha, how you doing? Now you want to chime in. Well, you are late chiming in anyway. Just be real. Telsha, can you please put down www.betterhelp.com? I'm fired. Yeah, Telsha's fired. She all late. Then she's gonna chime in and just take off where you were already talking. But can you both put on here? And if someone can put over here on Facebook, put down www.betterhelp. Anybody can type it in here. BetterHelp.com / Dr. Carmen. And go put that in your search engine, and then you can look for counselors. It's a nominal fee. They do online counseling, telephonic counseling. So those of you that can't find a specific counselor, when you go in, a lot of times you don't want to go in and say, do you understand? I need a narcissist abuse specialist. You got to understand that narcissist abuse is domestic violence. So what you're dealing with is an individual that is committing domestic violence. It just so happened that they may have narcissistic personality disorder. So there's a distinctive way that they conduct themselves when they are abusing. It's the power and control wheel, but we're very in detail at how they abuse. But it is domestic violence. It just so happened that it is a person that has narcissistic personality disorder. You can have another person that's a psychopath or a sociopath, or now they call it antisocial personality disorder. You can have another one that may have post-traumatic stress disorder. You see what I mean? But you're dealing with domestic violence. Once you connect with a counselor, and they do have counselors. Actually, if you go to the BetterHelp site, BetterHelp.com site, you will also find information about narcissist abuse. They do articles on there. And so when they do the articles, they talk about narcissistic personality disorder and narcissistic abuse. And so you can look to see like who wrote the articles, if it's one of the counselors. And yeah, you can look for domestic violence domestic violence, post-traumatic stress disorders, those that specialize in emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and then you can ask that particular counselor, do you understand what narcissist abuse is? If they don't, thank you so much, Tanya. If they don't, then you just go vet another counselor. You are so welcome, Rahel. Hey, Candace. I think I had like 1 minute left. No one understands me when I try to explain what my narc do. Most people don't. I just did a video too. When you finally decide to tell her nobody believes you, go check that video out. Best advice on breaking that trauma bond: no contact. No contact. No contact. Been passed? Oh, okay. No contact will start clearing that fog in your mind. Hey, New Zealand. No contact will start clearing that fog in your mind. You start thinking clearer. And the longer you separate yourself and go no contact with that individual, the more you start thinking better. The more your memory starts clearing up. The more your memory gets better. The more your body starts healing. The more better. Thank you so much, Telsha. Now you want to help. Now you all late. Now you want to help. But your body starts feeling better. You start feeling better about yourself. You feel healthier, and as soon as you go back in, you start feeling sick. Then all of a sudden you're confused again. Oh, late. Okay, y'all. So does no contact include text? It means everything. Stop trolling their site, block them from the site, block them from your phone, quit trolling their pages, block them from everything. No contact means no contact. Even riding by their premises or getting eye contact with them. All no contact, no conversation. If you have children, obviously you know that your no contact is going to be limited. So you gray rock. That gray rock means you take all your emotions out of the conversation and stick to the facts. In the military, we call it bluff. Bottom line up front. There are no emotions. When you write a memorandum in the military or an email, you write the first thing, you write it, and then you take all the emotions out of it, and it's bottom line up front. No emotions, straight and factual, and that's it. What time you coming to get them? What time do I need to pick them up? Do you have this? Do you have this? They're like, oh, okay, so how's your day been? Fine. Okay, is there anything else that we need to talk about? Yeah, okay, I was just wondering because I was thinking about it. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, okay, I got to go, so I'll talk to you later. Quick, that's it. That's all you need to do, and let it go. Joyce said, I understand, Deborah, Deborah, your experience is true. Dr. Carmen and Apostle Helen have great teaching on the brain fog. Yes, no contact saves your mind and heart and gets better. I have no 9 months. No contact 9 months. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, it's bottom line up front. Yep, the military uses the bluff concept. It is bottom line up front. And then we also use the KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Now, I'm not trying to offend y'all, but in the military, we use the KISS concept. Keep it simple, stupid. And the bluff, bottom line up front. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. It's KSS. Keep it simple, stupid, not KISS. Keep it simple, stupid is KSS. Keep it simple, stupid, and bluff. Bottom line up front. That is your gray rock. Keep it simple, stupid, bottom line up front. What does that mean? KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and bluff means bottom line up front. That's what we use in the military when we're writing memorandums. And they tell you, get the emotions out of that. You got too much emotions in here. Get to the point. Say what you got to say. Point 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Yep. Okay, y'all. Well, I'm getting ready to get off. I'm getting ready to get off and give my eyeballs a break. Y'all, my new glasses are coming in this week, I think. So I'll be able to see you in your living room. I have x-ray vision. So thank you so much. You watched Apostle today. Absolutely outstanding. Just wanted to take off running. Oh yeah, she is extraordinary. No, KSS, not KISS, KSS. Yeah, the KISS concept, KSS. Keep it simple, stupid. Bluff, BLUF, capital letters, bottom line up front. Use your poker face. Exactly. Always use your poker face. There you go, KSS. Keep it simple, stupid, and bluff. Bottom line up front. Use your poker face. Do not let them see your emotions. Remember, they're emotional predators. Do not show your emotion. Good to watch you this morning. Oh, thank you, Sandy Lou. And I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go. So to all my family, thank you guys so much for being here. I am always excited coming to talk to you guys. I missed you guys because I was busy this week. Thank you so much for being patient with me. So check this out. Next Saturday, I am going to Leavenworth, Washington, which is the Bavarian town, the German town. And I probably may not be able to come on live because of the fact that I'm going with my daughter. And so I got to do the mommy thing, right? But while I'm doing the mommy thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put clips together. I did clips on Thanksgiving. I just never put the clips together. So if you guys want me to, I'll post the Thanksgiving clips so you guys have something to look at. And then next Saturday, I'll be going to the Germantown where it's got snow, you guys, and they're doing the tree lighting ceremony and the German food and all the German language. And so what I'm gonna do is like I said, I probably won't come on live because of the fact that I'm spending time we're doing mommy daughter time, and we're going shopping. We're gonna eat a lot, the Semmel and the Brötchen and the Bratwurst and the Spätzle. So we're going to go up there and we're going to have a good time in Leavenworth, which is the Bavarian town. And for those of you that don't know, I am from München, Deutschland. I'm Bayerisch, so I'm Bavarian. So I am European, African American. I am from München, Deutschland. I am Bayerisch. For those that are German, know Bayerisch means Bavarian. I'm Bavarian. I just don't speak the Bavarian dialect anymore. And so I'm going to take you guys with me, and I'm going to film, and I'm going to put the clips together so you guys see the beautiful snow. I'm going to see if the people will talk to me on camera. I'll talk to anybody so that I can come up there. I do have some pictures I took for you guys. I took some pictures. I took my daughter to a German bakery this weekend, and I'm going to tell you this before I go, okay? Because I know they're trying to get me off camera. So because I'm from Germany, my heart, I grew up in Germany. And so the food, the bread, the grocery store, everything. And so I was telling my daughter, I'm no punk. I just don't cry. I'm a soldier, and I'm no punk. But I happened to walk into the bakery, and I was taking her in the bakery. So I went into the German grocery store, and I was showing her all the German stuff that I grew up on. And so I was just so overwhelmed with the fact I heard all the people talking German, and they were selling the Brötchen, the Semmels, and then I saw all the candy I grew up with. So I was looking at all the candy I had grown up with, and I was showing her, I said, I used to eat this when I was a little girl, and the hazelnut, and I was showing her all the stuff, and I started getting overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh. And I took her over to the bakery, and y'all, let me tell you, I walked into the bakery, and those of you that are in Germany, and those of you that have been to Germany, live in Germany, there's a certain smell within a German store or a German bakery. It's not the baked goods, it's the smell on the inside. And I smelt, I almost shed a tear. I told her to get back in my face. And I got a little emotional because it was that when you go home, is there a certain smell from home? If you guys ever go to your grandmama's house, if you ever go to your mama's house, hey there, Miss Clara, if you ever go to your mama's house or you haven't seen your family in a long time, you go back to a place, maybe you've grown up, maybe you have, but when I walked into the bakery, I smelled the traditional German smell within a restaurant, and even though it had the bakery smell in the front, there was a certain smell in there, and I got emotional, and I looked at my daughter, and she's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "I think I'm getting a little emotional." She said, "You finna cry?" I was like, "I feel a little tears because I smelt Germany. I smelt Germany in there. I had a flashback. I smelt Germany. I smelt my country." And so I'm really excited to take you guys to Leavenworth this Saturday. I'm going to go to Leavenworth, but I'm not going to cry on camera. You got to worry about that because I'm a thug. I'm hard, y'all. Okay. I used to be a thug. Or I thought I was, at least on the 1st and the 15th, like Day said, right? But I had to tell them to go back in my face, y'all. But I got a little emotional. I can't lie. So I'm going to take you guys to the Germantown. But I did get some pictures, and I'm going to post some pictures to all my German brothers and sisters. I am an OG. I'm an OG. I'm a soldier. I go to war. I ain't going to cry. But I got a little emotional. So I'm going to take you guys to Leavenworth with me on Saturday, okay? And so when I go, I'm a journey that, I'm a take clips of the journey when we go to the bus and when we're traveling on the bus. And when we get off and go to the snow, I'm going to try to take my daughter on the horse ride and take her down to a little thuggy. But I'm going to take her on, I'm going to take you guys with me, okay? And then I'm going to post all the videos, okay? But I got a little emotional, you guys. I smelled my country when I walked in there. And then I saw all the little German ladies, like back in the day when I was a little girl, all the little German ladies with the white hair, drinking coffee, looking over their nose and their little judgmental selves. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Germany. It's Germany. So, okay, that's enough. So I'm ready to go, okay? So I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome, awesome evening. For some of you guys, you enjoyed the story. I just had to share that story with you guys, let you guys know I'm human just like everybody else. But hey, I want you guys to enjoy your evening. I want you guys to know that I love you guys. I missed you guys this week. I'll be back. And so you guys have an awesome, awesome, wonderful week. Some of you guys have already started your day. You guys have a great week. And I'm getting ready to, you said monster, not minister. Oh, I missed the whole conversation. I'm sorry. But you guys, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here, okay? Thank you guys, and you guys have a wonderful, you're so welcome for the story. I had to tell you the story at the end. Let you guys know that I'm a human being just like you guys are. I'm a human just like you guys, and I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy, you guys are coming out of something. I want you guys with their judgmental selves. They are. You ask anybody from Germany in the era, like my mother's generation and the generation besides that, them older ladies, little old judgmental ladies, they be looking at you and will look at you and be drinking their coffee and looking at you. And I told my daughter, I said, look, I was on the phone with my oldest daughter who was stationed in Germany. I said, tell your sister what the older German ladies are like. She said, oh, they're judgmental and they'll stare at you. And that's exactly what I grew up on. They used to stare at you, especially if you look like this and your hair is like this. They used to stare at me. And those little ladies that were sitting at the table were doing that. They were talking and covering their mouth while they were talking and looking over me and looking over their little glasses. I said, oh my gosh, my homeland, my little judgmental, peoples. So you guys have a good evening, okay? So I'm going to bring you guys back. I'm going to let you see all the faces of all the German people that are up there. They even spoke German to me, allowed me to talk back and forth with my English German. So you guys, thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful evening, okay? You guys go be great.